Welcome back. It's been a while. Welcome back. It's been a while.
What is happening?
There it is. Okay. So, a little bit of
Dumb
echo there.
fuckery.
Anyways, something was gonna happen. But either way, got it
We
fine this
hope
time.
that something is gonna happen.
Um, either way, yeah, so, it's been a little bit. The GM was put out of commission because certain weather it becomes very. I guess changing weather is a little intense, and my brain was not happy with. And also, anybody like us, a little bit of caffeine withdrawal does a number on your brain. Um, but yes, this
So
would be.
keep drinking caffeine and don't forget drugs.
We cannot say that.
Sure we can. We just did.
I meant don't
Which
forget
terms of service? Which terms of service?
drugs are bad and caffeine is.
I mean, did you know after you have 600 milligrams of caffeine, it's basically adrenaline. Anyways,
Fun.
anyways, no. We'll be fine. There's way more problematic people on this platform that Twitch does nothing about. So,
Holy shit.
Next time we should try our limits. Let's make DM take his shirt off.
No.
Come on, we can.
Even I will draw a line at that. And like, no.
Nope. This is. Yep.
How much will Twitch allow us?
This got weird. Can you tell we haven't played in a while? But
oh my god, yes, I need to. I haven't spoken with people in 2 weeks. Hi.
Oh.
I'm an introvert.
We're all introverts. Introverts unite. Alone.
Separately at our own home.
I've had too much peopling in the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, game.
Yeah. Anyways, back on task. We'll have a little roundtable promotions and things that people wish to announce and stuff. And then I'll do mine at the end. So.
Hi, I'm Slay. I'm a TTRPG performer. I played Tate Main Hone in this game. And I have another game I'm going to be in soon that will be coming up. I don't know if I can say more. So.
No, but I mean, they're going to learn about it in about 5 minutes, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll let Joe tell you then. That's it for me.
I have no social media presence. I'm a mystery. I am an enigma.
Truly the wisest of us all.
Absolutely. Since we're doing this, I guess it's time for you to shine. Because, who else? Anyways. Hi, name.
You're cutting out a
little legend. I am basically nobody. You can find me and I have in there. And I do commissions. Please commission me. My art's been getting better. I like to believe on, well, I don't know, start a YouTube channel or some shit. Yeah. What?
You are cutting out a tiny bit. Oh no.
Damn you, technology!
Did we just lose them? What just happened?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Goodbye, little.
Easy. Well, I hope they will
into the
be back.
void.
In the meantime, hi there. I am Silver Sugar, aka Risa.
And I do art and stream games when my technology allows. And I am currently open for commissions again. Currently doing them with basically one eye, so that's fun. But yeah, any support is always appreciated, and I will pass things back over to Little.
Little, are you with us?
Or not.
Well, heck!
Little, no, is this? Oh God.
It's every time we take a you can't miss a week, Joe. That's when the technical difficulties get you. They
That-
sneak in. They sneak in on that 8th day.
that
On the 8th day,
somehow
he
this
does.
was worded like it's partially my fault, and I don't know how to feel about that.
You're the
How
GM, everything
dare
that
you
happens
ever
to us-
have a migraine in your life, Joe?
You're the GM,
You
Joe.
can't be
Everything that
sick.
happens to us is your fault.
Oh, Little's back. Okay.
I
we're
love
good.
I love that Ira connected. I love that Ira connected and like we're bullying Joe. This is my group. This is my team. These are my people. I love you so much, guys.
Anyways,
Also,
Little,
I'm really sorry.
no, you're good. We just jumped over to Silver for a moment, so if you want to
Yeah.
do that, because I don't know what happened.
Yeah, what happened was my internet at home is absolute garbage. Yeah. Anyway, I'm really sorry for I don't know what you got, and I'm really excited to hear it when the recording is
Well,
released.
here's a wonderful little secret. We caught about what I assume is about 5% of that. So,
Oh my god, I feel so embarrassed. I'm so
it's
sorry.
not really your
Anyway,
fault. Blame your internet provider.
I've also blamed my computer, so you know I blame everyone but me. But also a little bit me. Anyway, hi everyone. This is a legend. You already know. I make the best entrances for every time we start. Anyway, I draw art, and all my art you can find on Tumblr in Little Legend Art. I post like all my stuff in there, and I take commissions. So please check it out. Also, I guess that's it. That's it. That's all. Nothing's happened. Nothing else has happened in my life. Thank you very much.
Oh man. I wish that was me for like a week. Be great. But anyways, yes, baton now passed over to me. First things first, again, if we do hit that 50 follower mark, we will do a Lower Decks 2-shot for Star Trek Adventures. So if you are not followed and still watching, whether that's YouTube or not, we would appreciate that. On top of that, I think we'll probably end up, in my mind now, I think we'll probably end up doing it anyways at some point, but it will be sooner if we hit that mark. Mainly because just to honor that Lower Decks is getting its final season. But anyways, I didn't think it was gonna happen, honestly. But in addition to that, as to what Slay mentioned before, we have our investigators for the Circle of Briar and Blood, Slay being one of them, and that will be, at some point it will be a streamed game, but it will be a pre-recorded streamed game, so you'll be able to watch that to some facet degree. We're gonna be doing it in a kind of a weird medium, so just, I hope your brain's good at imagining things. Or maybe for a game like that, maybe it's better if it's not good at imagining things. But, there's that. Also, if you are not a part of it, I am currently working on, and people who wish to add to this may do so or join this Discord, I am presently working on setting up the D&D RP space for this, for Rune and Relic again. Massively overhauling it and having people collaboratively start creating the world. And we'll do a weird little, uh, just RP scenes, stuff like that, much like, Streampunk Server had at one point. Let's see, is there anything else? Right. After this arc, so sometime in May, after this arc, Star Trek Intelligence will be taking a brief little hiatus this'll technically be like, once we get through this arc, that'll be its mid-season finale, more or less, and then we'll take a summer hiatus and then jump back to it. We don't know exactly when that's going to be, but it'll be sometime in May, I think, provided that scheduling doesn't, get fucked. But once again,
Because that never happens.
Yeah.
Scheduling is our strongest suit.
I think we've done pretty well overall. But Zaz attacked me with the whole migraine comment, so I don't think that's dying anytime soon. But I think that's it. So I think we should. Yeah, you target me, I'll target you. I think that's it. So I think we are going to jump in just a moment. So we'll be right back.
What's it called?
Welcome back. So, during the last session, our resident medical officer for the intelligence team went on a bit of a tear, a brawl, one might say. As certain events occurred there, a little bit of disaster has still been striking this planet as well as this system. Commander Jaloran learned a little bit about the mission from a time long forgotten, and now knows the suspect list has gotten incredibly small, but no less dangerous. Dr. Atherton has worked on transporter shenanigans and has effectively taken over engineering. Because civilian contractor, and therefore she is not necessarily going to follow the rules of a Starfleet ship. And then
If it helps, if it helps, there is a small part of her that isn't actually trying to get in people's way too badly. She just has no. She's never worked on a Starfleet engineering bay before. She's kind of just doing her best.
She has an energy.
It's not her fault she has a huge resting bitch face and a loud voice. Basically.
Oh man, I don't know too many people like that. However, the team below, Lieutenant Loris was able to get back with the help of Lieutenant Commander Hone and their absurd piloting skills once again, which I truly, one of these days, it's gonna happen.
You'll get me eventually, Joe. I know
It's
it.
gonna happen.
You'll get me eventually. You almost got me
Yo,
last
like
time. I
Robin-
went off.
Rubbing his hands together.
Okay, I really hope I didn't sound like that. But with that,
Well, releasing yourself.
kind of our last scene, last episode was just Lieutenant Loris and Kavai kind of sharing a very tender moment, and then Kavai going off to have what I presume is an anxiety attack. But overall, as we pick up this episode, about 8 hours has elapsed. So the star has once again returned to instability. But unlike the previous couple of episodes where the stuff is very intense, the stakes are still very high, but this is going to be more of a free-form episode in which people will just go around, and people who feel the need to call for scenes with people or something can do so, and then we'll just play them out as with the keeping in the back of your mind that a star is going to explode.
Calm before the storm. Got it.
I think Kavai and Mira wanted a scene with Tate, if I remember last episode correctly.
Yes.
Lieutenant Loris will not be allowed out of sickbay anytime soon. Because they did sustain some pretty intense injuries.
She would
think
really
it was
want to
Kavai-
protest. Oh, sorry.
I think it was Kavai and Tate going to see Loris.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had already seen Loris, and I think Tate and Kavai were headed back there after time had elapsed.
Yeah. So we can have a scene between Tate and Kavai, I guess?
Yeah.
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 The medical bay.
I don't think. I don't think Tate managed to visit Nira, but it didn't have to.
Yeah.
Above board, my plan is to eventually get all three of us in the same area.
Okay.
I
If
keep
that
looking at the
helps.
Spider-Man meme, and that's exactly what I imagined this being.
Same feeling, all for different reasons. But yeah. Eventually, I would say the three of you can manage to get to sick bay. There are two, thankfully, in the Archimedes. This is the primary sick bay, because Lieutenant Loris won a fight that truly, realistically, should not have won. Equivalent to strength for the Kazinthi, Loris was going up against individuals that probably had comparable strength to during the Dominion War, like equal to like the Jem'Hadar, which is terrifying.
The dice gods,
Mira,
they are
and I
powerful.
could have taken more of them. Woohoo!
That's the spirit.
But
Yeah.
the quick whirring of the corridor and entering into sickbay, the sounds of medical equipment are tripping away, and there are quite a few people that are being checked up, some more critical than others. The two ensigns that were previously in here have been confined to quarters, but they are pulled to rest, even given the situation, because they really won't be much help. But the Vulcan nurse, who is the one that has been pretty strict with Lieutenant Loris, despite what I presume are some protest, she regards the two of you.
Could I like, get it before we're in there
Mm-hmm.
for a sec?
Yeah.
Cool. Because Tate would be aware of Kavai's issues with going in there. She would probably mention it like on the walk-in of just like, sorry, I've got a thing about medical bays. Just give me a sec. Like just
take your
absolutely flapping their hands.
Take your time.
But yeah, I thought it was really important we all meet up together while we have, Check's non-existent watch. A moment.
You do feel the slight rocking as the ship is hit by what you can only presume is like a mini shockwave as a precursor to this gonna go supernova at some point.
I lose my footing for a second and like just instinctively like
I catch it.
take yeah. You just get like just so much queer panic and then just like immediate like waves of said medical trauma and then an immediate like pullback of like I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Okay, I'm
Hey, this is a lot. This is a lot. We're dealing with a lot.
yeah. You're right.
It's okay. Take a breath. You got this.
I don't know how anyone does this. Like, can you even imagine having any more pips than like she like gestures to both of our callers?
Yes, I can. I want the more pips.
She like has like that like snaps them out of their own shit.
That's actually really funny because I think it's truly like it's the thing to put someone. It's one of those ways you can ground people, right? Where you say something so truly absurd in perspective.
Yes, and I think like Kavai's expression just goes from like slack for a second. You do.
Yeah, I don't want to stay a lieutenant commander. I want to rise in the ranks. I want to go up further.
There's like this look on her face where you think she's gonna laugh at you before like catching herself, and it's just like, well, shit, I know you can manage that. Would you have to give up flying to do that though? I don't understand. She like gives a vague like gesture like towards like
I mean,
what all that involves. I don't know your department.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have to give up flying. I mean, if we're in a bad situation, I'm the best pilot there. I'm still gonna fly. Doesn't matter my rank.
Cock and eyebrow. That true. Fair point.
The medical doors do open as one of the medical teams, presumably heading back down to a shuttle bay, like sees you and then like pardon us, and then they'll just
Sorry, excuse me. Now that the door's open, yeah.
I'm right here.
Thanks. They will ground themselves for a second, one more little shake of the hands, and follow behind Tate.
Yeah, Tate will lead the way.
It's entering the med bay. Again, like I was saying before, there's the whirring of medical equipment, the slight chirping of the computers, and the slight blinking lights of LCAR systems. However, something really interesting here is the way the sick bay is placed. It is placed in one of the least vulnerable spots within this vessel. So, where you're going to still feel impacts, but you're going to feel it less so. And on top of that, truly, this is one of the places where you might feel a shockwave, but the worst thing that's going to happen is maybe like some loose tools are going to roll a little direction or somewhere. And it also helps that the not really sure where the chief medical officer is in this instance, but the Vulcan nurse, she is still here, and she is maintaining a sense of calm. But that could just be her natural demeanor as well. Then, Loris, you have guests. Maybe that'll keep you from creating any more extenuating circumstances.
Hey, okay, I tried to sit up for just one moment.
And you need your rest.
I can't sleep. For some reason. I tried. Anyway, hey guys!
The sedative did not kick in as fast as, in fact, it seems to be doing nothing.
All right. I just like sort of like not like muscles their way in because they're scrawny as shit, but they sort of like squeeze their way past the doctor and just like gives them a look like, we got this.
Mira turns to
the attempt. And they'll
Mira
move off to a
turns
different
to
patient that they feel is going to be more receptive to their directions.
I just say to the nurse, thank you for looking after Mira for us.
I do
Aww.
not know how she truly, Commander. I'm not sure how she managed to survive.
She's very good at her job. That's how she managed.
I will mouth a thank you to them as well, but like she has an attitude to maintain right now. She's in like she's as punchy as I am.
Mira leans over and like to Kawaii and says like, they don't know. I took so much weird stuff back then on Earth. Those little sedatives, they don't do nothing. Anyway, how's it going?
You watch her tap something on a pad and then just move off because this is truly not worth engaging in any
Well, now you have Kawai's full attention of just this thought of, wait, have I been sleeping on Earth shit? Like, what have I missed here?
And then you have Tate behind you going, let's not talk about that stuff. No talk about drugs in front of your commanding officer.
You're off duty.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Take me out of this bed and like report me? Come on.
No, I'll just stick surveillance on you until forever. I have the authority to do that.
Sure, you're gonna. Anyway.
How, like, what? Kawai's, like, not good at sensing other people's bullshit. Like, what on the scale of, like, what's the serious level there?
Tate's mostly fucking with you.
Okay, cool.
Mostly. There's a hint of reproach there, and there's a hint of like, I will do it if you really push it. Like, I won't do it immediately, but if you really push it, I will.
Kawai absolutely yo-yos between I don't know what to believe here before settling with like, I think they're fucking with me. They're fucking with me, right?
It's that one where you're like someone can say they are, but you're like, but there's a 2% chance, right?
I love this so much.
Mira just does not care. Her hand hurts, her adrenaline rush just coming off, and she is like I don't know, 60% serious. The rest of her is just absolutely like on a weird high.
Mira, I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you survived. That's good.
Yeah, trust me too. Oh yeah, I haven't yet. Thank you for driving us all to safety.
Tate,
was the
you
job.
have to give them the play-by-play. Like, Kavai looks like amped as shit. Like, it was so
Play-by-play?
fucking awesome. Yes, you're flying. Oh my god. Like, Kavai already like caught Mira up to speed, but she's like, no, you gotta hear it from them.
I mean, I flew you past debris and out of the exploding planet onto a ship. I don't know what else you want.
You are underselling this. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Kavai, darling. I mean, I really loved seeing you excited, but I'm also medical personnel, so I would like to remind you, you are in the medical department right now.
Oh, right. Yeah, volume.
A little
Yeah.
quieter.
You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
out of the corner of your eye where Vulcans are very good at keeping their emotions on the down low, but there is like this almost tinge of like annoyed contentment at this point.
I mean, I think you're starting to understand that Tate doesn't understand how good they are at flying. Like they know they're really good, but they don't understand how other people see it.
To the point
No.
that it's probably
No,
almost
we get that.
not to like broad spectrum, but it is like as much as you can use in the term of Star Trek, but it is very superhuman, the ability of doing it, even for a Trill.
Yeah. So Tate is just like, okay, well, all right, play by play. Okay, let me see. Let me think. Well, I got you off the surface. I avoided flying debris. That was kind of difficult because the hardest part was because I didn't really know the controls of the Gazette ship, so I was kind of winging it a little bit. I'm sorry to tell you now. I figure I'd tell you now instead of then because I haven't flown many Kazenti ships or any Kazenti ships actually, so I had to pretty much come up with how to fly on the fly, so to speak. But a ship's a ship, pretty much. I mean, there's some slight differences occasionally, but once you've flown one ship, you've flown most of them. Like as long as you know the species that's flying has like 2 arms and 2 legs. If it's like a non humanoid species, that could get tricky.
You've
when
flown
Tate's
a
just starting to-
non-humanoid ship?
No, I've never flown a non-humanoid ship. I would like to. That'd be cool. And Tate's sort of just kind of ranting a little bit. They're sort of getting it. Like they're starting to get excited about what they did because they're like, well, there's this and this. And then once I got through the atmosphere, it wasn't too bad. But there were still the shock waves coming from the planet because it's exploding. The star is exploding, and basically the landing was the easiest part. Takeoff was also not too bad. Yeah, what else do you want to know? I mean, would you like to learn how to fly? It's fun. I can teach you when this is done if we survive, which we probably will.
If I had, through the retelling of this story, had an expression of like just very much growing like a deeper shade of green of just like so much restraint to keep their mouth shut and not yell further and add on in excitement. And they've pulled up on a pad like any sort of video snippets or any sort of like I think they're also in the process of making a recreation for the holodeck, and like they just have like little tiny snippets of like works in progress of like showing this off, and it's just like so much restraint. But then you ask if like either of us would like want to learn how to fly, and Kavai's just like, you can clearly see the gears turning of like I had never ever thought of that, and the idea is like terrifying, but like also like that's probably something I should learn how to do, but probably a bad idea.
Mira listens like carefully. She doesn't like understand it too well, but she's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I mean, that did save my ass. So, you know, you have a lot of my respect.
If I just like bouncing on their heels will like pass you the pad and like show you like little bits of like do not underselling.
Is that really what I look like when I fly? Huh.
Yes! Just like they're practically vibrating out of their skin right now.
And Kate sort of like just focuses on the pad for a second and just goes, and just like, oh, that's what my hair looks like from the back. Interesting. Like
What? Never tried to look at your ass in the mirror?
I'm your commanding officer. I can't confirm or deny that.
Oh my god.
I'm a delusional patient. Whatever I say right now is delusional.
The Vulcan nurse has reappeared. She looks, again, Vulcans operate a whole different like physicality and mentality, but she looks so done with your bullshit.
Kavai absolutely, like, having forgotten again where they are, jumps about a foot in the air when, like, she's like, oh, there's another person in here.
Seeing as
Spatial awareness when
Lieutenant
not.
Loris has so much reserved energy, and we have critical members coming in, against perhaps my better judgment, with the supervision of a superior officer, I would be amenable to discharging them.
Yes! I mean,
Mira,
awesome.
you feel you're ready to be discharged?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. We
Alright,
need more hands more than we need patience. So I can handle it.
I'll sign off on it. Yeah, I'll sign off on it as long as you do. I don't know the nurse's name.
She
Long,
kind of just hands over the pad. She's not really a conversationalist.
yeah, Tate will sign off on it, extenuating circumstances.
Mira, you do get jabbed twice with 2 different hypo sprays, which are meant to just be sort of like pain relievers. These will lessen the pain. They will not make any of the broken bones or anything go away. I would advise nothing overstrenuous.
So no lifting crates. I got it. Thank you so much. She like
Light
really
duty.
really sincerely looks at the Vulcan person. She's like, yeah, like seriously, thank you. I'm sorry if I was a little bit of a hassle. I know how it feels.
What is the
I'm
human
just-
expression? Doctors make the worst patients.
True. So true. Anyway, if you need any help, do page me. I'm gonna see what's going on out there, but I'm gonna be right back if you need my help.
The most help you could be is focusing on your own recovery, lest I have to tend to you again.
Yeah, promise. That won't happen until it's over.
Humans are great at making promises they cannot keep, and she'll move off to another patient.
Bitch!
Mira laughing, ouch! But I can't blame them. Anyway, glad to be back on my feet, somewhat. What's happening? Apart from all the cool stuff that they did.
The star's still exploding. We've managed to slow it down a little bit, but it's still gonna happen. We've got between the commander, the captain, and I, we've been able to get more ships here, but it's still not enough. That's all I can say at this point.
Hmm. Fair enough, I suppose.
We're doing
Well,
everything we can.
yeah, that's what we always do. Sorry, she's like stretching out. That's what she's trying to do right now.
Your
Well,
ribs are a little tender because you definitely have probably broken a couple in a scuffle.
well, let's just try not to hug anyone for a while. I just hope that Commander is not gonna be too worried or mad at me for, going out like this right now.
What do you mean?
Well, I really hate worrying people, It's a whole thing. So,
I feel
We're your
that.
commanding officers. It's our job to worry about you. It's literally in a job description.
oh,
It's our job.
I sure hope not. Oh, that goes right into my conscience.
Not
that
Kavai opening up their job descriptions to find out if it in fact literally says that.
It isn't. It isn't in a job description, but Tate's
You're
trying to
Come on.
joke.
guessing everything now.
Tate's trying to joke, but Tate's not the best at that.
Oh no!
No,
This is
they're
exactly
doing
the sort of
great.
humor that I player, love. Kavai's just an idiot.
Okay, that's good.
Mira
Alright,
noticing
well,
this was like,
let's-
Kavai,
let's-
you are absolutely adorable.
let's-
Thank you
let's
for
get-
being with us.
All right, let's get you out of the sick bay so we're not bothering the nurse anymore.
Yes.
I'm trying to avoid her glares. They're very unsettling. They remind me of my mother's glares sometimes.
Yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Kavai is like practically like pacing like a dog, does like a full like 360 and is like practically about to like bolt out the door. But they do actually walk over to the doctor's desk and leave something on the corner before heading back. It's a small note and a not a chocolate, but some sort of like a truffle. Yeah.
Okay. As you exit sick bay, you feel another impact. The ship is being hit, and the shields appear to be holding, from what you can see from the displays that are around. I mean, it is going down, but not enough to be at an alarming rate. Like, shields are still sitting at a pretty comfortable 93%.
Do we have like a viewport anywhere?
You
along
would
this
have to
route?
go a little further out through the
Okay.
corridors because the sick bays are generally centered, or at least in the Obina class, they are centered
That
somewhat
makes
in-center
a lot of
to
sense,
avoid a
actually.
lot
Yeah.
of undue tragedy, because putting sick
Yeah.
bay on the exterior makes no sense.
I realized it as I said it.
Which is why the Defiant sick bay confused the hell out of me. Because on like
Everything
deck
about
one,
the Defiant.
it was like on deck one and like on the port side or something like that. That little ship is so confusing. But yeah, you can see and you can feel impacts that are happening, and actually, one of them does feel a little bit larger as you watch all the corridor lights like flicker off, like kind of going in a line and then turn back on, back in a line. And this is officially when the because it's been sitting at a very high yellow alert. Now things have officially hit to the point where you presume Captain Gomez has decided that this is now red alert status.
Oh, I should go to the bridge. It's red alert. They're gonna need more command staff up there.
Ah, shit.
Is there anything I can do that's urgent or
Light duty.
Yeah, don't do anything too strenuous. I don't want the nurse to get mad at me because I signed off on your leaving sick pay. If just be an example to the younger officers. Like be calm. If anyone's freaking out, pull them aside and calm them down. I know you can do that. You did that with those two officers that you saved. Um, just be light on your duty. Don't pick anything up. Don't do anything too strenuous. You did what you've done enough. You can rest a little bit. We'll handle this.
I'll try my best, but just don't leave me without doing anything.
Me would
know?
never.
Thanks. Yeah, you don't mind if I tell you a little bit, Kavai? For a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I would try going to sickbay, but I feel like neither of them will really accept me helping them right now.
Nah, light duty. I can put you to work. Just kind of like very, very lightly, like elbows the air near your ribs, but like obviously no contact.
Just really, it gives her a really thankful look, like, oh my god.
Well, for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bridge. You two, do whatever it is you were going to do.
Mhm.
Just don't blow us up.
Ah, shucks. Kabai like sticks their tongue out. That's what I had planned for noon.
I know, I know.
And then I thought you were just giving her the idea. You,
Yeah.
good luck.
All right, thank you. I gotta head to the bridge. I'm glad you're okay, Mira, Kavai. Everyone, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. You really are. This is a crazy situation, and you both been handling it exemplary.
Kabai goes like highlighter yellow.
And Tate,
Compliments who
No.
dis.
Tate noticing that just like freezes for a moment, and it just goes, "All right, I gotta go."
Aw. I'm
Everyone's
sorry.
so
Really,
awkward.
really quick question. I kind of forgot. I. God damn it! Sorry. Mira did burn her arm, but was it left one? Like there was a burn on her arm, or did it heal? What does it look like right now?
There is. I mean, the durable regenerator has done a good job, but disruptors do a number, so you probably do have like some burn scarring. I do believe it was on the left side. It's definitely something that it's not going to. Uh-oh, and goodbye.
Did you miss anything? Are you back? Oh no. Heck.
All right, at this point, yeah, I'll accept it. It's my fault.
Oh no.
I already tried to tell you, none of it's your fault. It is the 8th day.
Oh, there we go. I'm so sorry.
You're
I'm
fine.
really sorry. My headphones. This is the problem with the previous ones. My headphones got disconnected just as you were explaining about the scarring on her arm.
Okay, yes, the scarring was on the left, and there is like the durable regenerator did a good job of healing most of it, but it is like it's kind of like that slight bone tissue scarring where you definitely could go through a couple sessions to like get that all situated and smoothed out. Otherwise, you're just gonna have some like light, like grazed bone scarring that will just remain there.
I see. I get it. So it's still. Is it sensitive in any way? Like
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I
it reconstitute like the dermal regenerator will heal you to some degree, but it's still like touching it probably still stings a little bit.
well, she's gonna have to endure it for a while. For now, it's just good to know. Good to know. Anyway, sorry again. Thank you for
You're
repeating.
fine. Mira, you would have noticed Kavai like watching Tate leave before sort of staring off for a second and then refocusing back on you, probably noticing you and your arm and just sort of awkwardly like laugh a little bit before just being like, "You're not left-handed, are you?"
No, no, no. It's okay. I can operate this one just fine. It just kind of stings a little bit, but nothing I can't handle.
Well, you're definitely the strongest among us. So
Oh, come on.
glad you're doing
Um,
better.
It's just a muscle, it's nothing that special, you know. Awkward pause.
Yeah.
You two are so awkward. But
It's not as if I
there is-
didn't bake that into Kavai's whole everything.
yeah. But as you kind of head off to do light, busy work because anything overstrenuous, the spirit of a angry Vulcan nurse will find you. But down in engineering, Dr. Etherton, as you are going through, is there any particular scene that you would like to kind of focus on? Unless the mute is still OP.
Are they AFK?
I do not know.
What
Might
is
be.
happening today? There's
This
something in
is
the air.
I guess each day.
universal. Yeah.
Maybe being cat or parent aggro. Then we'll shift over really quick. Then to the commander, Jaloran. Well, everything is going on, and you've gotten some pretty intense news that is probably putting some things into perspective for you. Any particular scene that you would like to focus on?
Not at this given moment.
All right. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Yep. Yep. That'll do it.
Yeah. God, that's such a
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
so relatable. Wait, quick question. Everyone has.
Even
Oh no!
Oh no.
It just got worse. Oh my god. I thought like maybe just on the floor or something. But
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. The cat. Okay. The chat has no idea. So.
Oh right.
For those of you who don't see our private chat,
Yeah, exactly.
Which nobody except us sees our private chat.
Well,
Their
okay,
cat
well, maybe it's private for a
vomited.
reason. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I won't
I'm
say
on
bad,
bed.
but it was bad.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, rip.
On the bed.
Yeah, so
those
it's
of you who have
understandable.
cats know.
Mine is being cute with her little sneezes, and then we have that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine just likes to puke behind the furniture, in the crevices where you cannot reach. So we
Oh,
love that about
awful.
our cats.
Yep, cats do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, then, uh, continuing forth, I think, for you, Tate, when you get to the bridge, you can actually see, the Archimedes using not the phaser array, but using, the pulsed phaser cannon, or not cannon turrets, the phaser turrets, as they're using to just blast random debris that is like on their way to the planet. They're trying to stall as much debris as possible from entering the atmosphere, and Captain Gomez kind of takes note of your arrival. Commander, you just seem to be everywhere today.
Well, it's one of those days. You just gotta keep going.
You know, you probably would have done well running laps around the Enterprise.
I don't really exercise that much. It's just, today everything's happening. I feel like I have to be doing something all the time. Otherwise, I'm wasting time trying to doing nothing while all this and digester to the planet is happening.
Yeah. Well, luckily, we have news from the USS Titan. Commander Vale was able to get some assistance from nearby Klingon vessels as well.
That's good. Every little bit helps.
It was not easy.
I imagine I imagine it never is with Klingons. I don't know.
No.
I don't really talk. I've never really talked many Klingons before.
They are a very honor-bound species, and they are at the same time violently infuriating.
So, yeah, sounds like the classes at the academy.
Oh, kid, you have no idea. But on the plus side, we have 6 Nekvar ships that are en route and should be here in the next couple hours. That raises our evacuation up by 35,000.
That's not a lot, but it helps.
Yeah.
How, if I may ask a question, Captain,
Now's the time.
how do you how do you command knowing that there's still gonna be losses? How do you command knowing that despite of the very best of your efforts, it's not gonna be 100% good enough, and there's gonna be a significant portion of people that you just can't save? How do you do that?
Commander, you were not present, or at least you as you are now were not present during the Dominion War.
I was well, yeah, I would have been Kadan. Sorry, I Kadan. I would have been ensign or lieutenant at that point. Yeah, Kadan would have been.
Yes, and well, your previous host has memories that you can access. Memories and experience are 2 different things, and for me, when I command, and very seldom do events like this happen, but when they do, they test the mettle of everyone, because no matter how hard you try, there are going to be people who are going to be mad at you for not trying harder despite you doing everything you can. But events like this happen every day, Commander. And despite Starfleet's best intentions, we cannot be everywhere at once. So take solace in the fact that we are doing everything we can right now. That's not to say I don't find frustration with Starfleet as its present course. I am very much against the decision with the cease of the Romulan evacuation. But I have tremendous respect for former Admiral Picard. But I do believe his way of handling the situation was rash and perhaps more emotionally charged.
He shouldn't have left, but
No, but there's nothing we can do about that now.
no.
To answer your question, Commander, I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Understood. Is
There
there
is
anything
a
you...
massive, like, shockwave that hits the ship, and that one actually, like, kills all the power on the bridge before emergency power hits it. Storm's getting worse.
Yep. Is there anything you need me to do, Captain?
She looks you up and down for a moment before deciding on a particular course of action which you can't read. Despite her, like, service record, she, like, originally being an ensign and lieutenant on the USS Enterprise and all of that, someone who is pretty anxiety charged. You can't read her in this moment, and she looks like she's come to some form of decision that you're not sure until she finally, her shoulders kind of relax for a moment. Actually, Commander, there is.
What do you need, Captain?
I have not slept in 30 hours, so until that time, I'm going to take a brief bit of respite, and you have the bridge until your commanding officer shows up, or until I get back.
I'll wake you if something major happens.
You don't have to. As she heads to the turbo lift and then, like, raises a hand. It was a joke.
I know.
God, I'm so tired. And the turbo lift will shut.
And Tate will take center chair.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Tate, in this moment, with everything happening, and almost as the noise and the red alert sounds going off, and this horrible, just celestial disaster that is about to hit this star system, everything here, despite all of that, sitting in the center chair, what feelings or things does that evoke for you in this moment?
Part of Tate feels like the chair might be too big for them, but the rest of Tate, an increasingly larger part of Tate every day, a part's been increasing since they got this assignment, and since they got honed, is like the chair is comfortable. Like, not that the chair itself, though I'm sure the chair itself is comfortable, but sitting in center chair, being in charge, being the person to make the decisions. It's like everything their mother wanted for them. But it's also everything they want, because Tate often disagree. Lately, it's often disagree with their mother, but they want the responsibility. They want the rank. They want to climb as high as they can climb. And sitting in a center chair is like one step closer. I can do and like I can do this. I can be in charge. I can command. And it's also like I don't have to do things the way my mother wanted me to do them. I can do them my way. And weirdly, all the red alert and all the activity and the situation, Tate is going instead of freaking out. Tate is just getting really calm and like like outside stuff is hard for them, but this they know. This they've been training for their entire life. This they can do. This is this is where like they do their best work. So
Okay.
very calm is how they feel.
You can feel almost, and it's a weird sensation. You can feel it, but you also know it's not there almost, as you can hear a voice. It's yours, but it's not yours. It's a little older, a little more experienced. Very brave of you, doing what I did.
I learned from the best.
Hopefully you learned what not to do.
Well, we'll see if I did.
Also, it's very difficult for us to connect. And I believe it's only been the two of us. You probably have trouble connecting with the other hosts?
I've had Dodier's memories a couple times of him doing surgeries, but and occasional paintings, but nothing concrete.
Well, perhaps this is your subconscious speaking to you, but at some point you're gonna have to go to Trill.
The commander's already made arrangements for us to go after all this. After we handle this, this is the immediate problem.
Right. Well, good luck, Commander.
Thank you, Commander.
There's a, like, he says your rank again, and it sounds a little distant before kind of pull back into focus as there is a lieutenant kind of referencing. Commander,
Yes, Lieutenant.
sorry, I wasn't sure if you heard me. I called your twice. I'm getting some really strange power fluctuations that don't make sense.
Pull him. What do you mean?
I'll put them on the screen. She taps through and brings it up, and there is. It's so minuscule, like, realistically, it's just a capsule floating around, out in the wild of space with everything happening. Probably no bigger than, like, a vial from a science lab. But she brings it up, and it recognizes itself as a liquid matter of some form, but databases aren't bringing it up. All you know is what's bringing up is the scans definitely show like an alert of a volatile substance.
And the system doesn't recognize it?
No, it does not. Or rather, when she tries to access it, She is full on red taped by the Drill Institute of Science, the Vulcan Science Institute, Starfleet, and the broad spectrum of the United Federation of Planets. She is full on just blocked out by a lot of different like science communities. What the hell, Commander?
Calm down. Take a breath. Um, let's see here. Do I do I have the command authorization to cut through that red tape, or at least some of it?
You could cut through some of it. You could probably circumnavigate a lot of it because you have a high level 8 clearance. But there is probably going to be like a social board of inquiry that will follow you at some point if you blow through this red tape. Because you can get through it, a lot of it.
I'll
But
deal
it's
with the
blocked for
program.
a reason.
Well, it's here in front of me, so I need to know what it is in order to deal with it. So I'll use my command authorization to blow through it.
Okay. Moving through, and you're kind of zipping through like security codes and stuff, and it is a little frustrating because of the whole situation you were presented with, because it's essentially you going like, okay, access this type of code for this thing. I need authorization here, here, here. Check the boxes here. Just like so many different like layers to it. And realistically, it probably only takes you about 10 minutes. But this is one of those situations where you're kind of like, God damn it, I do not have the time for this. Uh, but you eventually get through something, and you get something that is a invention that was approved by a few different UFP planetary powers, but it was developed by the Vulcan Science Institute, and it is simply labeled Operation Red.
What does it say?
It has research applications as well as it could potentially cancel out a destructive supernova. But it
Okay.
also reads as very unstable.
And it's just floating in space?
Right now it is. It's almost like it was launched as like a micro spatially detonated torpedo that's just floating around there right now. You're not really sure if it got launched or if it got forgotten by something. But it is.
But this is a way to stop the to supernova. It's a strange coincidence that that something that artificially created a supernova and something that can stop an artificially created supernova are in the exact same place. The universe is not that small.
No.
Okay. I will Commander Jalorn to the bridge.
On my way. She's not terribly far, so she gets there pretty quick.
You do like have to brace yourself as you're impacted by another like short shockwave, and now it's more anxiety inducing, at least for you, Tate, because you are watching like on the view screen, not necessarily like a full on magnified image, but you're seeing like a grid pattern, and you're seeing it get buffeted a little bit. It's kind of like spiraling a little bit out in space. So you don't really catch yourself, but you do kind of, along with the lieutenant and some of the people that were witness to this, do flinch a little bit when that does happen. Nothing happens, but you do end up instinctively just flinching.
I turn to Commander. I show her what the substance that we scanned is. I just basically say I had to blow through a lot of security to do that, so to get this information. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this substance and the substance and whatever started the supernova are both both here in this place. The universe isn't that small.
You're absolutely correct in that. I was certainly suspicious that was an artificially created supernova.
Yeah,
But now we have the proof in front of us.
yeah.
Where exactly is it?
Can I pull
I
up the
mean,
exact
it's
location?
yeah, looking for it and like on a grid pattern, there's too much like chaos to get. You would have to move away from planet to. It's distant enough to where you kind of have to decide if you're going to go for that or continue to use the Archimedes along with several other vessels to kind of shield the planet from falling space debris. Not that one ship makes a huge difference, but given the situation, it could be a linchpin, and you're not entirely sure.
Yeah, she's not willing to take that risk. So she's going to order that, like every possible means to document, like scans where it was found, what's the proximity of where it is, to the supernova and the planet and all that
What
stuff.
its
Like,
trajectory is?
yeah.
It's like halfway between.
So she is acknowledging that it's like we can't go get it, but we're going to get everything else to support that. It's like, yes, we did. It exists. It was here. We found it in this system.
Mm-hmm. And actually, Commander Jaloran, you don't know about it, but you would have been, because of your profession, you would have at least been privy of like certain things because, again, intelligence. So different, planetary powers accessing different portions of Starfleet or the UFP does like ping on stuff. So you probably did get something from like the assistant director of like, this is gonna come up, just ignore it.
And Jaloran, in her nature, hardly ever ignores anything. So she's probably made note of it somewhere. This like these little things, in order to like eventually something's going to coalesce into a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those opportunities to kind of add more to that puzzle of the bigger picture.
Looking at this for the two of you, as the ship gets, you actually watch as space debris comes close to the view screen before a phaser turret just obliterates it before it even gets a chance to impact the view screen. As the lieutenant kind of looks around to both of you, because they're just as confused now. What the hell is going on?
Something a lot bigger than us, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Yeah, and apologize, commanders, for my speaking freely, but doesn't this feel like someone's sick fucking game?
You're right on the money.
It is someone's game.
We're being toyed with, and I don't like it. But there's not much we can do about it now.
No.
We need to focus on getting people off that planet.
Right. Well, looking at the Archimedes is almost at full evacuation capacity. Same with about 60% of the other vessels.
How much time do we have left?
9 hours.
And let's keep going. As soon as we're full, we'll
The
give cover
captain's-
to the others.
Captain said we've gotten some clean on vessels on their way. They'll add an additional 35,000 to our evacuation capacity.
Excellent. Every little bit. We'll buy them as much time as we can.
Commander, if that substance can stop this supernova, shouldn't we go get it? I could take a shuttle.
I'm not going to move the Archimedes.
Agreed. But I could take a shuttle and get it.
From what I know about this substance, do we even have the means to contain it?
With the Archimedes, technically, if you were not evacuating people, because it takes a tremendous amount of like force field containment to kind of avoid like disaster. And even then, that's still, I mean, it's not like 50-50, but it still sits at like 85-15, which is still a pretty uncomfortable statistic.
Particularly in the middle of an evacuation.
Yeah.
It's too uncomfortable for Jaloran. And it's like, even with taking a shuttle out there, it's like a transportable containment. Yeah, she's just not willing to risk that. She just shakes her head. It's like, we'll have to make do with what scans we have. But with our means of containment and the fact that we're in the middle of an evacuation, it's too risky. That substance is far too volatile. We can't contain it with the stress and pressure we're under.
Understood, Commander.
I will say, though, Commander, there is one vessel that has, you've probably seen it. There is one vessel that is scientifically advanced enough to where it could contain it. It has not responded to any calls to help with the evacuation. But you do know there is at least patrolling the edge because you're intelligent and you're diligent like that. And given the situation, vessels nearby were trying to be very diligent as well. You do know there is at least a record nearby in the past 16 some odd hours that there is a Romulan Veldor class scout vessel that is around. That does have the technology to do, because they use a singularity core, which potentially could act as sort of creating a net zero. However, that presents its own risks, right? Because Romulan.
Yeah, you just had to throw that in there, didn't you? And that's one of those things where she's not certain about letting Romulans get their hands on that.
Mm-hmm. So just so I set this up, so there is a thing that you are aware of. You are blocking debris from hitting the planet with the Archimedes. As of this moment, Captain Gomez is taking a little bit of rest because she hasn't slept in forever. So the two of you are the highest ranking officers on the bridge, and she has given like certain command powers to the two of you. The star is about to go full supernova in about 8 hours 55 minutes now. Between the Archimedes and the star is kind of in like a spatial, like a micro torpedo, is probably this red matter substance. It is getting buffeted around by shockwave that you hit, and it has not detonated or anything, but that is a risk
Oh,
also.
that's a detail I missed. I thought it was just substance floating out in space. It's
No.
inside something?
Yes, it is inside.
It's already contained?
It is already contained, but it is getting buffeted around, yes. It's like in a small, like a micro torpedo, something that is, would have been way back in the era of like the 22nd century.
Dang.
Which is also maybe why the Archimedes didn't scan it right away, is because it didn't think to scan for something so innocuous as low tech.
If that substance detonates, that could be really bad for us.
You can see that there's some gears whirring around in her brain. She is pondering a possible maneuver. She's thinking about sending Atherton and Slay out in a shuttle to gather information and then turn around, like not bring it back to the ship, but to launch it, like after they've got as much information as they can got from it, but then turning around and shooting it at the supernova. If it's capable of stopping a supernova. But she would want to send them out to ascertain that first. And she's going to run that by Slay real quick.
Tate,
Or Tate, yeah. Sorry.
I can.
As
Yeah,
funny
it's
as the
okay.
mental image of like super sci-fi lady Clarice standing next to actual Slay.
That is funny.
I'm sorry, Slay. We just picked you up from where you are and dropped you in the Star Trek universe. How do you think you're going to do with piloting?
Not very well. Real Slay doesn't have a pilot's license.
Oh dear. Good luck.
I mean, it'll be fine. It's only highly explosive, superconductive red matter.
Tate will say to Jaloran, I can fly us out there. I can do it.
Do we have a shuttle that can then launch it at the supernova?
You would have to Yes, but you'd have to reattach the mission pod to the runabout. Because currently the runabout just has a sensor pod, because it was more of a science vessel. If you get the mission pod, it basically can launch torpedoes, but...
And that shouldn't take very long to...
No, but it is one of those things where to attach the mission pod, I'm going to say it's going to take a half hour. And that is 30 minutes of this thing being intermittently tossed around. The other option is potentially just using the tractor beams, because runabouts are known for very powerful tractor beams. It's just that puts a runabout way closer than it reasonably should be to something like that.
Right. Think she's gonna take her chances and she's gonna order the runabout to have the mission pod attached. But she's gonna order that the lieutenant to keep a close eye on that torpedo. So essentially, she's going to have 2 runabouts readied. One that's getting the mission pod put on it, and the other one just to, like, if we have to, Slay and Atherton will go out, like, ASAP. Or Tate. My brain is so tired tonight.
This is
You don't want me flying the ship. You want Tate flying the ship.
This is so funny. Actually, you know what? Slay can fly the ship. This is fine.
You want Tate flying the ship. Slay can't fly.
Fine by me.
How with that attitude?
But it'll be funny.
Listen,
No,
I
I would much rather Tate be in control.
Anyone can learn a skill like that with a little life-threatening encouragement.
We're all gonna blow up if you don't master this in like 5 minutes.
I'm not
No
gonna lie.
pressure.
That would be someone. If someone said that, I would look at them as like, "We're dead then." But
No.
anyways,
Have you
yeah.
seen?
But- So she's gonna have like the 2 runabouts readied. One to go out on a moment's notice, the other one to get the mission pod on it. She's gonna have the lieutenant keep an eye on that torpedo, and like as soon as there's a chance, like if it looks like something's going to happen before the mission pod is ready, like just to give the alert, like you need to get out now. And so she's gonna have Tate and Atherton go out, get the scans, ideally with the mission pod runabout, get the scans, get the info, and then shoot it at the supernova.
Okay. So here is how we are going to do this. We are going to determine whether or not this is going to be you have time or you don't. And you are simply going to roll, whoever would like to, you are going to roll 2d20. The difficulty is simply going to be 2, and as long as you do not roll higher than a 15 on either die, no complication will show up.
I'll do it. My rolls have been great so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. Unless anyone else wants to do it.
Let's put our lives in your hands.
All right. Rolling now.
Yep.
I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Okay. The mission pod is successfully attached. It did have to get done relatively quickly. So essentially what it is armed with is it can fire that particular torpedo if it is so required. And because they don't have the time, just for additional security, there are actually 2 photon torpedoes attached to it, but there's no more than that.
How much time am I given to prepare for this? Because I was not presumably let in on the Red Matter shenanigans on bridge.
30 minutes.
Jolaren would have Jolaren would have filled you in like as soon as the decision was made, and that you've got 30 minutes to prep. So
Okay.
Is there anything that Dr. Atherton wants to do prep-wise before?
I'm trying to think. Trying to think of what she could possibly need on board. I assume she has space Wi-Fi.
Given
That'll help
the
a lot.
situation, it's a little spotty.
Oh, really? Okay.
there's a supernova right next to us.
That's true. Then I guess I am
Listen,
just
New
like
Verizon means nothing right now.
then I am downloading like as many different mini torpedoes that would be used to hold something, not like an actual explosive. I'm basically downloading like as many different cultures and companies' designs into my the fucking hard drive I have in my brain. I'm forgetting the actual Star Trek name for it right now.
I think it's Neuralink.
neural
But
interface or
That's the
something like that.
connection.
Yeah, neural interface, thank you.
Positronic. Yeah, the positronic.
it's not
neural
positronic because
interface.
that's the Android one.
True.
I don't have like an entirely mechanical brain. It's just like an implant. If I remember if I remember the science behind it correctly when I was googling it before the campaign started.
Yeah, it's something like that. But yeah,
But yeah, basically, I'm trying to get like as much breadth as possible. So even if I can't, so even if I don't magically download the exact schematic of what I'm going to just see out there, I can at least try and like get a good baseline for where it came from. If I can't find like an actual like an ID on a chip in it or something, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to tear into it without risking everybody's life and safety.
yeah. I mean, it's fine. Just so you are aware, for both Dr. Atherton, I'm pretty sure if I am understanding this correctly, Commander Jaloran, this is a mission specifically for these two, no one else, because the more people, the more complications can occur.
Right.
Alright. Then,
I have a question.
yes.
What do I know about red matter without? I mean, I am Miss Wormhole Lady, so, but I'm pretty sure that's like super confidential information. I'm not sure how much would have gotten to me as a civilian contractor, even with
As a
my
civilian contractor?
intelligence.
As a civilian
Yeah, civilian
contractor,
contractor plus Villa. I don't think she would have gotten anything.
she would not have gotten anything as a civilian contractor. As someone who has had a different life, that
True.
has been
Oh.
used as a weapon of mass destruction.
Where the
Yeah. So
how do I phrase
You
this
were
in a way
probably-
that isn't super I'm gonna type something in our private chat.
Sure.
okay. Yeah.
Um. No, it was stolen.
Okay.
I'm gonna type something in our private chat. Yeah, that's right. You
I'm
don't
so
get to know our
sorry.
But
secrets.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that is very
Not
likely
trying
that
to, like,
Atherton would recognize it once
It's
she
okay,
got eyes
chat.
on it.
I don't know what's happening either.
It's
Okay.
like So do I have that right? It's like once Atherton sees it, it's something that she would recognize because of her past experience.
Nothing so. I mean, yes, she would. There would probably be some recognition there, but there were less efforts to make it staple.
The real question was just would I recognize the like wormhole potential in the black hole singularity liquid, basically.
Yes, I would say so. In fact, I bet that's partially where you might have had some inspiration for your tech.
Okay.
Not as
didn't know. Thank
you.
intense,
So-
but like,
Yeah, and what I'm getting at is like you at least have some baseline to like, oh, I think I know what this is.
but yes, Tate and Dr. Atherton, you are in Shuttle Bay 2 with a runabout that is all set up, and this is the same runabout that was beat to shit earlier because the other one did not. That one's missing like pieces. Just truly like most vessels can't contain more than one runabout, so essentially you have a runabout and half a runabout. The other one's more of just spare pieces. I mean, it would still fly. It would just be very bare bones on the inside.
I'm not sending you out on a luxury cruise here. I'm sending you out on a mission.
Could be both.
That's my special talent. I can make everything just a little bit less regulation.
You are
Just a little bit more fun.
between Tate and Dr. Atherton. Some of the engineering staff is just like, after they completed this task, kind of looking at the two of you that intend to go out in a spatial shitstorm. You two are insane.
You're not insane if you're just that good.
Ooh, that was good. I like that.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
And technically, this is Tate's like 4th time going out into that storm.
I am the storm.
Careful, that's dangerously close to leaf in a wind.
I was gonna say.
Oh God, that
Oh
would
my
be
God.
terrible.
Too soon. Too soon.
Atherton and Tate
Yeah,
is
I know.
in jail.
Too soon for me too.
Too soon. It's been like
20 years.
No.
Still too soon.
Yeah, Atherton's gonna set up on board.
I'm pretty sure some of us weren't born when that movie came out.
anyways,
Hold on, I need to Google something first.
all right. The two of you are boarding. Believe it or not, I am gonna make Icarus make some checks.
Yeah, that's Tate's call sign now, Icarus. Just because they're crazy.
Okay. So, before you take off, is there any last things that Dr. Atherton and Tate want to do in these last couple minutes?
I'm ready.
I'm texting my wife.
Okay. There is, like, the whole text thread back from via pad is just, you're doing what?
Oh, it's fine. It's Tate. Also, I really,
Italicized.
really need to see the red matter up close. Or she wouldn't drop any like actual mission breaking. Like they're skirting around it, but she's
Yeah,
trying.
there
She's trying to
is-
get that. She really wants to see this up close.
Yeah, saying, like, it's fine, it's Tate. You do get a response from your wife with in italicized letters. Does not raise confidence.
Now that hurts.
Damn.
From her, that hurts.
The shade.
Are their ears burning?
But, alright, so we are going to do a check. Obviously, this is not going to be a control roll of any variation, because this is real dumb what you're doing. So this is going to be Daring Con,
Cool.
and believe it or not, given the situation and how close you have to be to this is going to be a difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Alright,
Can I? I can't do anything to assist here, really. Not
Can
for
the,
not for a con roll.
can the computer on the
Advisor-
ship assist me?
Advisor will work.
Okay,
And that's a reroll.
Alright. Can the computer of the ship assist me?
Yes, give me
'Cause
one
it's-
second. I just gotta look it up really fast. It is a. Let me look really quick. I'll find it. It just has to be. Video. Okay. The ship can assist. That is going to be. This is going to be engines and con because you are going to be doing something insane. You have to hit a 9 or lower with that one.
Ooh, okay.
I would say someone else does the ship. Just
Yeah, I
because.
figured. We don't have any momentum, do we?
Not presently.
No.
Alright, then I will give you a threat to get an extra die. Because otherwise this is
Fantastic.
impossible.
I am going to spend 5 threat.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck my
of course
life.
you are. That's no bueno.
You played us.
I mean, I knew he was gonna do that. It wasn't really playing, but that's the only way it's possible.
I
Unless
have a
I burn a value.
question.
Yes.
I'm gonna be leaning on this talent real hard, so feel free to rein me in. Can I apply temporal mechanic here? Or does it have to be specifically on the red matter?
It would have to be specifically on.
Okay.
I got a crit for the ship.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's 2. Okay, let me roll. Let me roll my 3.
Do let me know if
Alright.
any complications show up, regardless of the rolls.
Understood. So just to clarify, the complication ranges went from 20 to 15, right?
15 and up is a complication.
All right, 3 dice. Let's hope. Oh my God, Tate! You
Silence is
keep
on.
doing this.
Oh,
I shouldn't be doing this. This is not. This should not be possible. I'm gonna send a pic. I'm gonna take a picture. This is ridiculous.
What am I about to witness?
You're about to witness Tate being very good at their job.
oh yeah.
Because you've got that piloting focus too.
Yeah.
What am I about to see? I'm about to see something violently disgusting, aren't I?
As in totally smashing that difficulty? Probably so.
Well, regardless, it sounds like it's overwhelming success.
Yes. I got a 5, a 2, and a 3. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on my own, plus the crit from the ship. That's 7 successes. That's 2 momentum we get.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really depending on someone else to fuck up the rolls. I wasn't really expecting.
Hey, Slay, where do you buy your dice?
My dad
They
taught me
behave
that.
so well for you.
I'm scared. When something really important happened, I'm going to roll like 3 20s or something.
Oh, that'd be delightful.
It's
Or
really
worse, you're just gonna
important that you
keep
get your
rolling like
mom
this when
on
you go to
board.
D&D. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like really important that you get your mom on board with this super diplomatic thing. 320s right there.
But moving through, because of the way this vessel is set up, and you're getting closer to something like this that does have a kind of a ridiculous like gravity mass to it. The inertial dampers do work, but you do feel yourself like leaning, and you do feel G-forces, which is a little strange. But as you get close to it, you eventually are able to get right next to this isolated matter. That's disgusting. But overall, as you get close to this other thing, because this is where another check comes up, you could try transporting it into the runabout. Or you could essentially get it through more manual means.
Like tractor beam?
Tractor beam, but you wouldn't be able to get it inside the vessel if you need to. But yeah, tractor beam would work. That's probably the safest option you have. Transporting is probably the most dangerous, and via like tether cord spacewalk is probably the second worst option.
Hmm. I mean, if you think you can get it with the tractor beam without like knocking it against anything, then that's probably the best option.
Would I be doing that check, or would Atherton be doing that check?
Oh, I don't know which one of us. I don't know if that's more of a con thing or more of an engineering thing.
This is more of an engineering thing.
And
Oh.
that would be Atherton, because Tate
And
is
that
not
would
good at
be
engineering.
me.
Yeah. This one, despite having, again, this is not the most intelligent play. This is a risky play. So this is going to be daring engineering.
Okay.
And
Can the ship's computer assist in this?
yes, the ship's computer can assist. Where did I just had it? Hold on 1 second.
Does my indefatigable confidence help here?
On a morale standpoint, probably.
But not on a value standpoint.
No. Yes, this would be computers engineering. 9 is the number you need as well. You are doing something incredibly risky and incredibly dangerous. Unsurprisingly, this is going to be a difficulty of 5 once again.
Alright, what can I swing here?
Can I help by studying the ship? Can I assist?
Yes.
Would that be control con this time?
Yes, it would be control con.
All right, that's 1 die, right?
Yep, 1 die.
All right.
Fortunately, tractor beams are not really my specialty.
I
don't
will
have
also
anything
be
here
spending a
to
point of threat.
help. How dare you? Yeah, I can only really fit it under like a really broad interpretation of like military engineering, which I think is kind of going against the
Yeah, I would say so.
my original intention for that focus was more like function over form and like quantity.
You got 2 successes from Tate because of my control talent.
Yeah, I'm just I'm gonna have to buy a dice because I can't get to 3 otherwise, even if and I'm gonna have to pass all 3 of these.
All right. Yeah, we have 2 momentum, so spend 1.
Let's see, what do we got? We have a 9, which is a pass. We have a 6, which is a pass. And we have a 13, which is a pass by 1.
Okay. You have successfully tractor beamed it. Next question. What do you want to do with it?
I want to study the shit out of this thing. Okay, can we get it in the ship, or is it just suspended outside of the ship?
It's suspended outside the ship. Getting it in the ship, like I said, you could try transporting it in, but you have no idea what that's gonna do.
That's true, yeah.
If you wanted it in the ship, the safest way would be to
Go out there and
get
grab
an
it.
EVA suit and grab it.
Yeah.
But also,
Okay.
that poses its own risks.
How much? There's a bunch of shit flying around. I'm kind of worried that like something's gonna snipe it while it's like out in our tractor beam. Does the tractor beam have enough pull to like stop an asteroid or like a chunk of the metal or something from hitting it? If it's like, will it basically act as a force field around the torpedo for as long as it's caught in the tractor beam? Or will it entirely depend on the speed and the size?
It would depend on the speed and the size. You could mitigate that by...
Wouldn't the tractor beam be able to just bring it closer to you?
Well, yeah, that's why we can just go out in the EVA suit and grab it, because it's already like 3 feet away from the ship. It's just we
Yeah,
can't get it
yeah.
from the tractor beam into the
Yeah,
ship.
just the other thing is, like, those... Keep in mind, like, I've only been describing large things of space debris that are, like, threats to vessels, but there are small little pieces flying around, too.
Doesn't the runabout have a
that's what I'm
tow
more
cable?
worried about. Sorry?
Doesn't the runabout have a tow cable?
It does have a tow cable, yeah. It doesn't get used very often
Tow it
because it's
in.
not the most
Yeah,
dependable.
tow it in. Yeah, don't even bother with the EV
Oh
suit.
fuck,
Just
can we do
tow
that?
it in.
Yeah. I didn't know it had a tow cable.
Yes, you can do that, but you'll have to, again, you'll have to be really careful because those things are notoriously not very dependable.
Clary hears Lauren's voice in the back of her mind, like, you dumbass.
Plus, there's the other aspect where it's like if it can be used as a torpedo to stop the supernova, it's got to get loaded into the launcher somehow.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Tate, do I have permission to tow this thing into the runabout?
Yes.
I guess I'll be doing that. I'm gonna double check everything to make sure it's not, like, presumably going to flake on me, but...
So this is gonna be a difficult... No, just kidding. Yeah, that one does come in, and it looks like, honestly, it kind of looks like a submarine torpedo is the best way to describe it. And you can see, like, kind of hidden, like, once you're smart enough, I would presume you can open a panel. And you can see, yeah, it is held in a little science vial, and it looks like a single drop. And it is this very bright kind of red color.
Fascinating. Clary's only gonna allow herself to stare in wonder for like a second or two, and then she's gonna snap back into action. But there is a moment where Tate can see so much want on Clary Satherton's face before she starts to inspect the torpedo itself to try and gauge any sort of identification for the manufacturing.
This is a
And you
relic.
need to remember you also need to remember you're on a timetable here. It's like as much information as possible and then use it.
That's why I'm only giving myself a second to gawp.
Yeah, this
A relic.
torpedo is a relic. It truly is, because it has a marking that this thing was stolen from a museum, essentially. Because it's an old torpedo from a Neptune class vessel, or known back in the 22nd century as a warp delta. It has the calling code, which is UES 06 Discovery, which is United Earth Starfleet.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So it's very low
is-
tech, which means, one, probably really hard to spot unless the red matter is the only thing that really gave it away. But also, it does make you wonder, just presumably, depending on how observant you are, Tate, United Earth Starfleet, like, that's very old, but it does raise a question for you, at least concerning-wise, because you did remember seeing, like, a old, like, late refurbished 22nd century, early 23rd 3rd century Klingon Raptor takeoff. Low tech doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be very powerful on its own, but because it's so low tech, things these days would actually have a lot more trouble defending against something like this.
Okay, I have 2 trains of thought. There are 2 wolves inside me right now. First one is checking to see if this is, for lack of a better term, chronologically accurate. Is it as old as it should be, or is there some? I mean, we're dealing with red matter. Is this some time travel bullshit, or is this presumably an artifact that I can track from a museum that has been reported stolen or hasn't been reported stolen?
Probably hasn't been reported stolen. There are some pieces that slightly modernize it, because old tech is not going to work without a little bit of fiddling. But probably, if it has not been reported, it likely will be reported soon.
Okay, but it is as old as it should be.
Yes, it is very old. Very well
Okay.
kept, looking at it. Like, it's impressive it stayed in this good of a condition.
Okay, then presumably there's some sort of is there actually an identifier on here that I can mark as, like, from a museum? Like, is there an ID on this thing for, like, a museum ID? Or
Probably
I'll just grab the
placed.
serial number if nothing
Yeah,
else.
you can just grab the serial number. That'll be more than enough.
Alright. Gonna grab the serial number. That's gonna help a lot when I have Wi-Fi again. So it's Starfleet make.
Yes, very old Starfleet make, but yes.
Okay. What you said there were modifications on it. What can you go into a little bit more detail about that? To retrofit it for modern use?
Yeah, slightly more effective, like its propulsion is a little bit more effective than it would have been way back in the 22nd century. In terms of speed of firing this thing, it would be equivalent to probably a standard, like, light escort vessel's torpedo velocity.
Okay. And can I, like, is it what materials are the retro, like, is it just steel, like, or, you know, fuck, I know they're not using steel in Star Trek, there's a word I'm forgetting, but, like, can I narrow anything down based off of the actual, like, the retrofits? Like, are they distinctive of anything? Are they, like, clearly, I mean, I assume they're clearly well made, but what's the details there? What can I get? Anything?
Like
Really, or is it too vague?
Like you said, it's really well made, but it's also been really well kept. So it is a little vague because it's almost to the point where it is a little bit more refurbished. It almost lost some of its more identifying markers.
Okay, and are the retrofits also aged, or were they just slapped on this thing like a week or a year ago or something?
Probably attached in the past 70 some odd hours. Because you can look at this sort of feat of engineering, go, that can't be done, you know, without at least a minimum of this amount of time.
And are most torpedo launching bays somewhat standardized, or like could you presumably fire a Klingon torpedo out of a Starfleet ship, or vice versa?
No, actually.
Okay, interesting. So could this thing have been fired from that Klingon ship?
Yes, potentially.
Could it have been fired from a Starfleet vessel?
Less likely.
Okay, I'll mark that note.
For the Klingon ship.
Yes, it was specifically retrofitted for either a Klingon ship or something that has a similar standardization to Klingon ships. Let's see, what else can I try and pry out of this thing. Unfortunately, not the red matter. Joel would be mad at me. Tate would also probably be mad at me because it might kill us all.
Oh yeah, Tate went like that.
And Clary is kind of like sharing her observations with Tate as she makes them. So if there's anything you would like me to, look into, like, you just speak up.
I will also say, just keep in mind, the runabout is being hammered with debris. I mean, the
Oh,
shield's
yeah.
holding, but it is.
Let's load this.
That's
thing
Tate's
into,
problem.
Yeah, let's load this thing into the torpedo launcher and launch it at the sun.
And I'm assuming you've gotten full scans of the thing and you're storing them.
Yeah.
I
assume
know
you
I've
Yes,
did.
I
kind
would-
of helped guide that narrative, but I'm sorry. It's like you saying launch this thing at the sun has the same energy as Floridians firing a shotgun into a hurricane.
Why must you insult me this way?
Yes, I took full scans. I also took like actual photos just as a duplicate. I wrote down all of the like as many of the pieces I could get a serial number off of. I did, but once I figured out that this was a relic, I figured that most of that information is probably in the museum database. So it's more just I'm taking this information down to see if there's any discrepancies between the two. If that makes sense.
All right.
All right, let's fire this antique off.
These are all sentences I really didn't think I would expect to hear this morning.
You're the one that prepped the episode, Joe.
Yes, but it didn't have to go this direction. In fact, I thought all of you were going to take a much more cautious approach.
Have you met us?
Cautious?
Have you met us?
Hello?
Caught.
Who are gremlins?
What?
Who have you been playing with for the last year?
I didn't even think that was an actual. I thought that attribute was fake.
All right, calm down. All right, we need y'all to rein it in just a tiny bit. Jesus.
Oh, actually, yeah, it's stealing from the Twitch chat. Vance mentioned quantum signature. Is it from this fucking universe, or is it from a different discovery?
No, it's from this universe.
Okay, just wanted to double check before we, irreversibly destroy it and can't get anything else off it.
Yep. All right. There is going to be no check firing this thing into the sun. Because all you're doing is pressing a button.
It's kind of big. It's kind of like right there. It's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually tried to shoot the broadside of a barn?
I didn't succeed, but we're moving past that. My cleric rolls poorly. But anyways, as you fire that off, most torpedoes are very flashy in how they fire. This thing is so underwhelming. Like, it does fire, and you do watch this rocket shoot out. But it's exactly that. It's like watching a rocket shoot out.
Alright, time to get out of here. Back to the ship.
I take us back to the ship.
Yes. As you start everything to head off, there is a bright blue-white flash. Jolene, you can actually see this, and the alerts on the Archimedes, and for Kavai and Lieutenant Loris, you're getting like a ship-wide like brace for impact alert.
Oh shit!
But this is
Strap
going
in, everybody.
to be probably the last check that we'll have to do tonight. But this is going to be another piloting role.
Is this control or daring?
This is gonna be
Control
daring.
is not. Can I argue control?
Yeah, you could argue control.
Uh, basically, I'm trying to keep us from dying, so that's control.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
you can try and keep us from dying with daring. I would say the two are mutually exclusive.
However,
Yeah, but okay.
yeah, I get it. But as that happens and that bright flash happens, this supernova, like a pulse happens, and you actually kind of watch it on scanners for Tate and Atherton and Jaloran, Kavai, and Loris, depending if you're near a window or something. You can see it as this shockwave begins going outwards and then pulls backwards as this sort of white-black form begins absorbing this. Keep in mind, the star is not going to go supernova anymore. However, you have just introduced a different gravitational force as a problem.
That's fine.
So this is going to... Yeah, I will allow this to be a control and con roll. But
Yay.
you are fighting an intense gravitational pressure.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do something a little outside the norm here.
Okay.
This is going to be difficulty 7.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Let's go through our checklist.
And I will be
First,
spending my last 4 points of threat.
fair enough. All right.
You
Tate,
are.
hopefully you can do this. Okay. First of all, can the ship's computer help me?
Can the ship's computer help you?
Well, can not a ship's computer, but the ship itself help me? Can it assist in this?
Yes, the ship can assist. Someone else will roll that separately. 9 is the number you're looking for.
All right. Lynn, can you roll that?
Sure can.
All right. Next off, I have some values.
Okay.
I have the people must be protected at all costs. And seize the opportunity when it presents itself. That's the two I think could work here.
I think seize the opportunity when it presents itself seems the most fitting here.
Yeah, okay. So that's 2 successes. Okay. I'm going to spend the last momentum to get 3 dice.
Can I help? How can I help?
Let's see. Ship, 2 successes. So, no, you have the 5 dice limit.
Oh, okay.
Crit from the ship.
Okay, so that's 4. So I just need 3 successes.
Yep.
Okay. Technically, I need 2 because of my control talent. So let's see if Tate can do this.
Just let me know if 16 or higher shows up at any point.
How much did you lower the
16 or
how-
higher. Complication is 16 or higher.
Okay. For me, it's 14 or higher because of my control talent.
Right. Okay.
My heart skipped a beat because I rolled a 13. Oh, that hurt. 13, 5, and 11.
Okay.
So no crits, but I got 3 successes plus my control talent. That's 4 successes from me. So 4, 5, 6, 7 from the 7, 8 from the crit on the ship. So that's 1 momentum. Oh gosh. Oh god, I'm shaking for a minute. Give me a second.
Okay, you are able to, as you move through
This
and
and fate again.
set the ship, you can feel the pull of this. You don't know where this new pull is going to lead if you get sucked into it, but you know it coming back from it is probably not likely. And you actually have to do something a little insane where full impulse is not working, and so you're raising it to like warp 1, warp 2, warp 3, and once you hit about 3.1, you're able to break out of the pull. So you did a short warp jump to avoid it, but during those moments, Dr. Atherton, since you were kind of in the back, you can actually watch like whole tears beginning to form, and actually like watching some of the back windows of the runabout beginning to just spiderweb across before moving away from it.
I'm not gonna say the giggle isn't a little bit hysterical, but there is a giggle going on.
That's unsettling. Uh,
This is science that I am seeing in action in its most devastating form. You can't blame me for being a little bit starstruck.
right, but you make it back to the Archimedes, and with a slightly different direction than where I thought things might have gone. Mainly because one of these days, it's gonna happen.
I know. I'm hoping they're with you, but I almost happened. I got 13 instead of a 14. That 14 would have happened. I still would have gotten success, but it would have been bad.
But you were able to get back to the Archimedes, and as of this moment, the Archimedes red and yellow alert statuses are now off because the time frame has vanished. There is still the rescue that has to happen because there is no star here anymore, so that in itself can be lethal if people stay too long. However, it's not as pressing anymore.
I think Tate. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Tate realizes how many times they have just come close to nearly dying today. I think they finally reached their limit, and they throw up. They just throw up. They've nearly died flying like 4 times today. That's
5.
5, yeah.
One of the engineers enters the side hall entrance of this runabout as you were pretty much keeled over doing that, and
I've got
she
your
had-
hair.
she looks a little nonplussed by it. Nice, Commander.
Oh god, give me a sec.
Oh, you're getting it. They're getting death stares for that one.
I've nearly died 5 times today. Give me a break. Okay. Yeah.
That death stare does nothing to this engineer who holds the rank of a junior lieutenant.
Is there a junior lieutenant?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I say, please clean this up.
Really?
You don't get to.
No, of course, Commander. I was just gonna leave it in here for the next person.
What a fucking power move!
I wonder
Sorry, Tate
if
nearly
this
died 5
lieutenant
times.
has-
They don't let you
Oh
like
god, that made me dizzy laughing.
I'm wondering if this lieutenant is one of the engineers that have spent a while with Atherton and
They've grown immune to my. They've grown immune. I need to know their name. They've impressed me.
All right.
But yeah, first order of business is getting Tate out here.
All right.
You need assistance.
Yeah. I calm the commander. I say, Commander, mission accomplished. I'm going to sick bay. I feel sick.
that would have been my first suggestion if you hadn't already volunteered yourself heading down to sickbay. I certainly
I'm not-
saw what you did out there.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I've just realized I nearly died like 5 times today flying these ships. I guess I need a break.
Go get checked out,
Okay,
and well done.
thank you. and they just like end the communication.
I think there's like this weird period where Dr. Atherton and this lieutenant are just staring each other down.
Oh no, I said I'd walk Tate to the
Okay.
medbay because Claire wants to tell them how impressed she is.
I don't know how many more of those death-defying flights I can do. Oh my god! And Tate
Huh?
is like, Tate is shaking. Like they're having trouble walking because they're shaking so much. They just realize their own mortality for a second.
She'll support them on their way over.
Yeah. Tate is trying to take a deep breath and it's not happening very well. Like they're trying to calm their breathing. They know the
You
breathing
have
exercise.
you have done a good job compartmentalizing, and now the floodgates have opened.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised the memories aren't coming yet.
The as
Oh,
you-
wait for it.
Yeah.
I think then for the last scene of this night, we are doing a short one. That's why I didn't put us on break, because there's really a lot was going on, but also this was going to be a little shorter than the norm, just because that's the nature of how this one was kind of planned out to go. Because the rescue operation is still happening, it's just you're not as pressed for time anymore. But Captain Gomez does send a message down to wherever Lieutenant Loris is staying. Lieutenant Loris?
Yeah?
Could you report to... Well... Actually, could you meet my away team planetside?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? You glitched out for me.
Captain Gomez is just asking you to join her away team on planetside, basically.
Yeah, sure. Quick question. What's going to be my objective there?
Just your presence.
Oh. It's
Join
just
the
that,
commander if you
I
want as
guess.
well.
Sure.
And
No
anyone
problem.
else. So, Lieutenant Loris, you are given permission to head planetside, but you may take anyone else that you feel you wish to accompany you. It doesn't seem like it's super urgent anymore, but there was a weird sense of urgency to this call.
Wasn't Gomez napping?
Well,
She was, but I mean, we're gonna say like a little time has elapsed, but not by much.
well, sorry. Excuse me. So, Mira was kind of sticking to Kawaii the entire time, just doing some odd jobs for them. Well, she would be really happy to, how do I say it correctly, to join a more serious mission that's directed to her. So she would be like glad to come. She's not gonna call anybody with her, basically, because it's like, I mean, I'm a huge bottle already. Shouldn't ask for more. Let's go.
Okay,
So she just goes.
alright. I mean, if Kawaii is there, Kawaii's gonna notice you leaving, unless Kawaii is coming with her. I misunderstood if she wasn't.
Same kind of unclear.
I think
Miro
both of
was
you
saying
would
this whole time by
understand that
herself.
Jaloran is going to be unhappy with you just disappearing.
She's not gonna cause a fuss. She's just
I mean, they do outrank. Loyalty, rank. Loyalty, loyalty.
Yeah, and it's like, and as far as Jaloran is concerned, even though Captain Gomez has rank on you, he's not your CO.
Yeah, this
Lauren
is weird
is.
as fuck. Like, I think this is weird.
So like there's even limits there as far as how much, like particularly when there's no more pressure. It's like there's limits on how much somebody else's CO can order you around.
Mm.
I will be specific. She asked to join, not ordered.
Right.
Still weird. They know you're not fully on the mend, right?
yeah. I guess it's something really important. I promise I'm not gonna be lifting up boxes or crates or whatever or people. I I don't think I can even if I try. But I'm gonna be fine. It's still really chaotic, so I guess they need all hands on deck. Even the ones that look like this. And she kind of shows off. Oh?
Kyle smile at that and be like, alright, sure. I guess, have fun.
Yeah.
You will also, Commander Jaloran, you'll actually get a private message from Captain Gomez. Similar thing, asking if you would be willing to be on planetside for an hour or so.
She is going to ask for more details about what's going on planetside that she's it's like what's going on down there, why an hour? She wants all information possible before making the decision to go down.
Because I believe your team and specific members in particular deserve commendation.
I see.
Hmm.
On my way. She's going to make her way to the transporter bed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume those are up and working again.
Yeah, they're up and working again. They're just the personal transporters, thankfully, are the ones that are fine. The cargo transporters are still on the fritz right now.
Kavaya is going to put their goggles back on, get back to work for a minute, wait a beat for Mira to leave, shoot a message with like somewhat of a paranoid rant, like something along the lines of I think they're a changeling, and like mention that like what was going on, that Mira got this message, yada yada yada, like assuming that they don't know what's going on already, and then follow after Mira.
Okay. Then we will move over to scene planet side, transporting down. There are a couple of like triage tents and stuff, and there is a perhaps a form of familiarity, or at least for Jaloran and the rest of the intelligence team. There is a Nova class vessel that has landed instead, in favor of remaining in high orbit, and that's been it's operating as kind of a rough, like, evacuation hub. Now that there isn't as much intensity to it. And
Impromptu command center.
as Captain Selena Gomez, like the lowered cargo ramp is kind of waiting at the foot of it. I'm glad you all could make it.
Seemed a little strange,
Uh,
but
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And I'm sure Kavai, being here now, is also just equally confused.
Less confused and more like just trying to be as inconspicuous as possible and failing miserably.
yeah, Jaloran does one of those hooks Kavai by like an elbow and drags her over.
Oh shit!
Alright.
Get like the wave of like, ah fuck!
Our destination is...
Mira doing that like some oh shit.
Our destination is Coco Bay 1. Follow me. You eventually do get there, and actually on the screen are several members of the Admiralty, as well as Assistant Director, who is now Acting Director, Elias Nevin, who still looks so tired, like catching up on former Director Zhal's, like, mountains of work.
Have you had any success getting a nap, sir?
You know, what does it look like?
You look pretty close to how I feel at the moment.
Yeah, well, I figured I might as well get some work in. I was attempting to rest my eyes before Captain Gomez brought something to my attention.
That garners Captain Gomez a quirk of an eyebrow, because at this point, Jaloran is very curious.
Manager Lauren, to the best of your knowledge, did Lieutenant Loris, in favor of their own evacuation, choose to stay behind for 2 officers as opposed to the, I believe, several dozen?
She did.
Knowing full
And she
well,
ensured their safety with
Yeah.
and ensured their safety with at great risk of her own.
with full knowledge, knowing that there was a heavy emphasis on that you would not be returning for her.
That's
Is
correct.
that correct, Lieutenant?
Yes. That is correct. Mira kind of steps forward. She's like straightens her shoulders like she looks really serious, very unlike her. She has a like very heavy side, heavy expression in her eyes. There we go.
And for that risky play, you engaged in hand-to-hand combat with Kazinthi mercenaries.
Yes, that happened.
Lieutenant Loris, the upper rankings of the Starfleet Command would find your penchant for few versus many a great risk to the wider mission. The Admiralty here does not follow that agreement. And reading through the report and also the quick and efficient records that we got from Captain Gomez, I do believe it is this quorum of admirals' honor, as well as Captain Gomez. If you would hand over the item to their commanding officer. Absolutely. And Captain Gomez hands over a fairly large, like, walnut-colored box to you, Jaloran.
Lauren is trying very hard to remain serious, but she has a pretty good idea what it is.
Mira looking like much less confident now. What the hell? Like to herself, like what is going on right now?
I could do it, Commander, but I think it would be inappropriate for a non-commanding officer to such a team to apply it. So I think that honor falls to you.
Thank you, Captain. And she gestures Mira over.
Um. Mm, mm. She like looks a little.
Uh-oh.
You cut out a bit.
Oh no, it just happened.
Not this time.
Oh,
Maybe.
oh,
Oh, yep, there we go.
there I am.
We're good. We're good. It worked out.
I'm so sorry
No,
again.
you're good.
Wi-Fi.
Anyways.
I think my internet was like just as much as shocked as I am. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes.
Back at it again.
Jolan had beckoned
I stopped
Mira over to her.
at yeah. Mira seems a little bit really confused, a little uncomfortable, but she still walks over, stands in front of her.
Jaloran, do you open that box before showing them or after? Like you check it yourself? Like, are you showing them as you're opening it, or are you opening it then showing them?
She'll do it fairly smoothly, but like the way she opens it is like so she can see it before she shows Mira.
Okay. So, this here, Lieutenant Loris, is a medal. It is a very impressive commendation, and very few officers are awarded it. But for qualities of extreme valor and bravery under fire or duress, all things that you have, as well as selfless acts, because these two ensigns would not have survived without you. This Quorum of Admiralty, as well as Captain Gomez and Commander Jaloran, have deemed you worthy of the Christopher Pike Medal of Valor.
Thank you very much. She is trying very hard not to swear. There's like a voice inside of her head yelling.
Jaloran tilts the box a little bit so Kavai can see it and lets her know, like, this is a very good thing, Kavai.
Just
So
for,
that's a big deal. Oh gosh.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Fuck. There's like this beat of like distrust of like, is it suspicious still? And then like I assume that this medal would be like
It is
recognizable.
It is
Like,
well known throughout the 23rd through 24th century. There have only been about 5 or 6 members to receive this medal. The
dope.
last person to receive it was Captain Benjamin Sisko.
Awesome.
Holy shit.
Okay, so whereas Mira was avoiding swearing, Kavai just goes, "Oh fuck, that's awesome!" Like, does not care.
There is
You're
you watch out the corner of
not
your
hold
eye,
herself back.
Kavai, as Captain Gomez like puts a hand to her face.
Good.
Petty Officer, Admiralty. Right.
Mira, oh sorry, I'm just saying, just Mira at that, Mira just kind of, like breathes through her, like, and she leans forward a little bit because it's like, when you laugh, it happens to me before, and then she immediately like, my ribs! I thought this is so funny, I can't, but it hurts, but she's laughing.
Kawhi just high pitched like squeeze, and it's just like all of the hand flaps. So happy for you. Just everybody who is like sensitive to Orion pheromones in the area is just like blissed out in a split second of just like, yes, good thing.
Alright,
That's
well,
adorable.
the rest of your team, Commander Jaloran, I believe has earned at least 8 hours of rest, I would say. Then we'll pick up our rescue efforts. We're not pressed for time, but this world is about to get very cold.
Understood. And we could all use it.
The rest of you, now that
as-
the event is over, yourself included, Commander, I would say get some rest. Captain's orders.
Good thing. I should really get another portion of getting this arm checked.
Lauren passes the box over to Mira, and then starts to shoo the two of them back to the transporter site. Like, yes, absolutely. I think you should head over to sickbay and get that arm checked again.
Yes, Kavai?
And perhaps a nap.
Maybe if I manage to get that. What were you saying, Kavai? I'm sorry.
Less Kavai saying something and more, while they're still happy and they're on their way back, they sort of trail behind for a second as something that was said sort of sticks into them and won't let go. Something about this place becoming cold soon. And they take a moment and pause and pick up a handful of something off the ground, like maybe like a really shiny rock or something. They pick that up, take it as a souvenir, but pause for a second longer, crouching down, and they will pat the ground and just say very softly, just to the air, "You did good." And then they'll go.
Aww.
The rest of you head back, and the sort of final moment as Captain Gomez kind of comes next to you, Manager Lauren. I don't think your rest is going to be as restful as you want, is it, Commander?
Unfortunately, no, Captain.
Well, Even with everything happening. Kind of looking out the cargo bay door, seeing like the planet and this sort of dark night sky, and now this it's almost like with this sort of wormhole black hole that's kind of in the sky. It almost looks like this eclipsed sun and then these kind of red streaks across the skyline that's creating this sort of like rippling fire effect, but it's very pretty if it wasn't so somber. For the very moment, Commander, even if it is fake, enjoy the stars for a little bit.
I will.
I think as that happens, and as we kind of pull closing out that scene, I think maybe, just for a brief moment, Jaloran, you are back way younger, seeing a very similar event across the sky, except to some degree, it could be argued you had a hand in it. But that's where we're going to close out this episode. Apologize to everyone watching. There was no break this time, but that's because people were very punchy, and also I wanted to get us to a certain point. Additionally, I think as a reminder for this as well, just as we head out, not that it's going to happen next week, but the week following, that will be our Saturday off because your GM will die otherwise. But for the time being, as always said, in this starry night sky, we hope we've been for a brief moment a little bit of R&R. So we'll see you later.